And when you think about it, tolerance and respect for others is a central ingredient to peace in this world. She wrote a poem, Reflections in the Pool, that captures that, and I found it the most creative of all the poems that she wrote. It's really quite surprising. Another group of poems talks about living in a way that you find joy in the moment. And those poems are Simplify and Be Your Happiness. The final poem, Connections, talks about an individual's gifts to the world. Noni gave to the world in many dimensions. She had the spiritual practice every day of counting her blessings. I suggest that we follow her example and remember her gifts of love and friendship as one of the blessings in our lives. And now I'm going to ask people to stand and read the poems. And I gave you a list of sequence so that you might find them in your booklets. I'll give you just a moment for the people who kindly agreed to read to locate and read the poem, because it's much easier to read a poem if you are at least familiar with it. So the poems again are Peony Pizzazz, Woodpecker Percussion, Rhythm, Reflections in the Pool, Simplify, Be Your Happiness, and Connections. So if the readers feel ready, I will sit down and thank you all for coming. And do enjoy and treasure Noni's poems. I do have other lists of poems if you'd like them. So there are additional poems you might read, but I came to appreciate, I chose too many. We really couldn't read them all today. Thank you.
This is an
Oh,
exceptional.
Catherine, can you get up on the, can you get back the podium? Sorry, I'd just like to report them all.
I'm lucky because I'm reading an exceptionally beautiful poem called Peony Pizzazz. From an intoxicating fragrance to a rich rose color, peonies indulge our need for extravagance, our need to splurge. Their petals cluster abundantly, splashing out in an opulence of concentric ecstasy, heralding a euphoria of supreme contentment, a blaze of joy. May summer never end.
My poem's called Woodpecker Percussion. Waking to the sound of rat-a-tat-tat, this downy woodpecker called me to the day. As I hear within the beat, resolute, recognizing the insistent, persistent tap, 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 in a rapid drumming, announcing to his mate a belief in his own unique self, a symphony of the soul, the rhythm of the universe made one, proclaiming new day, new sounds, new light, new joy, to connect us all.
This poem is titled Rhythm. And I don't have my reading glasses, so if I mess up a word, please be patient with me. Like a swimmer, arms outstretched, legs kicking, breathe, breathe to the cadence of the waves, or an acrobat dancing as he balances on the wire in perfect symmetry, or two in a canoe paddling in sync, or a boy at the park pumping on a swing, feet up, legs out for maximum lift. All suggest not just energy, but range, scope, building from the ground up, inward strength moving outward, balancing discipline with elegance, coordinating grace with power, harmony in motion, dancing to the nuances of the soul.
Hi, everyone. Sorry for my more casual appearance. I'm William. I've known Mihai for over 10 years now. We met at Linden in college. I'll be reading Reflections in the Pool. When ceiling becomes floor, and floor ceiling in the rippling pool, and all seems to vibrate in the movement of water. What is it to see the world upside down, when in, become out, and backward turns to forward? What is it to walk in another's shoes, to exchange roles on stage in the drama called life? Where what seems to be often isn't. Could we resolve disagreements for war exchange peace, mediate issues before the slush of difference hardens into icicle of hatred?
This poem is called Simplify. Simplify, streamline, sleeken mind, body, and soul. Momentum comes with focus as the horse and jockey bolt ahead of the pack, driven for the sheer goal of the race. Or is it the swimmer, body slathered with grease, to keep out the chill of the waves, choppy and cold, to win English Channel glory, competing with self to survive? Get rid of that excess, be it weight or emotion or destructive thought. Refine the essence, do it for love, to inspire, to fulfill life's beauty like the lotus opening to the sun, to the joy of living in the glory of the now.
Hello, my name is Connie Martin Wilson. I'm William Wilson's mother, and I met Mihai through William when they are at Linden, and I met Noel when, you know how it is when you meet a person and they invite you to connect with them or meet with them or come visit them or whatever, and you never do. I decided a couple years back to meet with Noel, so I came down, I believe it was to New Bedford, and we had a very enjoyable afternoon. We had lunch. I think she showed me around to some of the sights of New Bedford, and it was quite an enjoyable time. It was our only time that we did meet, but I got the sense that I was in the presence of a very lovely and warm and kind, interesting woman. And had there been more time, etc., I think we would have continued our exchange and interaction. So the poem that I'm reading here today is Be Your Happiness, which is probably how I felt when I was in her presence. I felt happiness. I felt that she was happy. Plunge deep within like a diver, exploring the ocean floor. Find dimensions of joy you never knew existed. A rail coral of contentment as you plump the depth beneath the emotional kelp and algae of your being, until you discover a beacon of ecstasy that lights the way to your soul, elation that warms each day. And I'm thankful to have read this poem of Noel's.
Right, Faith pushed me to read the last one, so I read the last one. I'm just teasing her. Don't worry. She just wants me to do that. Okay. I'm reading Connections. A spider web of connections, each gossamer strand linking, tenuous, fragile, into a concentric web, conjoined, perfectly balanced, suspended in midair. From the door's metallic frame, shimmering in the sunlight, how we like our psyche as we reach out to our own web of interlocking bonds of emotion, mind, heart, and soul, feeling, trusting, believing, loving, poised in an act of balance, our own drama offered to the world. And I still remember her reading this one out loud a few times at different things, so it's a really beautiful one. I kind of forgot about this one, but the end of it just reminds me so much. So if anybody wants to read one or more poem or so before we go, it's really, guys, up to you guys. If anyone else wants to come up, if they don't need to, I can just wrap it up. Does anyone else want to read one? Alright, well, I guess I'll wrap it up then too. Thank you guys for coming, and I really appreciate it. And John will wrap me up very, very shortly because we have to head over to the burial. The burial will be at Riverside Cemetery in Fairhaven. And then you guys, it's not required. You can also meet us at the luncheon at White's of Westport, which is in Westport. And I really appreciate everybody for coming. And I hope you get able to talk to you guys more at the luncheon. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Grateful that you guys are here. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, everyone.